My sister invited me to her baby shower, only to publicly announce that my late husband is the father of her baby and demand half of my inheritance. So I showed her some documents that made her turn pale. The invitation arrived in lavender cardstock with gold lettering. You're invited to celebrate baby Reynolds, my sister Claire's baby shower. I held it, feeling the expensive paper, wondering why she'd chosen my late husband's last name. David had been gone for 8 months. Cancer took him at 34, leaving me with grief and a substantial inheritance from his tech company equity. I almost didn't go. Claire and I had never been close. She was the wild child. I was the responsible one, but she was my sister, and this was her first baby. So I showed up with a gift basket and a manufactured smile. The moment I walked in, something felt wrong. The decorations were elegant, the guests abundant, but Claire's eyes tracked me like a predator. She was 7 months pregnant, glowing with something that looked more like triumph than joy. Sarah, she rushed over belly first. I'm so glad you came. We have so much to talk about. The shower proceeded normally at first. Games, gifts, the usual cooing over tiny clothes. Then Claire stood up, tapping her champagne glass. Before we do cake, I have an announcement. My stomach dropped before she even spoke. Many of you know my sister, Sarah, lost her husband David earlier this year. She paused for sympathetic murmurs. What you don't know is that David and I had a special connection, a relationship that resulted in this beautiful blessing I'm carrying. The room went silent, every head turned toward me. David is this baby's father, Claire continued, one hand on her belly. Before he died, he wanted to provide for his child. Sarah, I think it's only fair that I receive half of David's estate for his son. The floor tilted. Gasps echoed around the room. My aunt dropped her plate. Claire's smile was venomous. I have texts, photos, everything documented. David loved me, he just felt trapped by his marriage vows. I sat frozen while the room erupted in whispers. My mother-in-law stood up, face red. This is outrageous. Is it? Claire pulled out her phone. I can show everyone the messages right now, unless Sarah wants to do the right thing and share what's rightfully mine. That's when something cold settled over me because I knew something Claire didn't. I reached into my purse and pulled out a manila folder. Before we look at your messages, why don't I share some documents? Claire's confidence flickered. What documents? I stood slowly opening the folder. First, David's medical records from his cancer treatment, specifically the notes from March 2023, indicating chemotherapy had left him sterile. His oncologist documented it clearly. No viable sperm count. The room went dead silent. Second, I continued, pulling out another page. A certified letter from David's attorney dated 1 month before his death. In it, David explicitly states he had no children and names me as sole beneficiary of his entire estate. Claire's face drained of color. And finally, I said, producing the last document, a cease and desist letter I had prepared yesterday after you sent me a draft of today's little speech via text. Yes, Claire, you accidentally sent it to me instead of your boyfriend, Marcus. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish. Marcus? I said, looking directly at her. 6'2", works in construction, has that distinctive phoenix tattoo you photographed so lovingly. The same Marcus whose social media shows him at your apartment every night for the past 9 months. Someone in the crowd whispered, "Oh my God." So here's what's going to happen, I said calmly. You're going to announce to everyone here that you lied, that you invented the story to extort money from a widow, or I'm going to file charges for fraud, defamation, and attempted theft. And I'll make sure Marcus knows you tried pinning his baby on a dead man. Claire was shaking now, mascara running. You have 10 seconds to decide. She crumbled, tears, apologies the whole performance. But it was too late. I'd already seen who she really was. I left the folder on the table, walked out of that baby shower, and never looked back.